So some upcoming projects are going to change everything for Dogecoin. And this is exactly what Dogecoin holders shouldn't miss. But before I talk about it, let's see what is happening in the crypto market. So the downside movement for the crypto market has continued, and we can see here that the prices of Bitcoin and altcoins have remained in the red as tensions between Russia and Ukraine peak. Moreover, this situation comes in addition to a stock market plunge in the wake of comments made by Joe Biden that Ukraine could be invaded in a few days. And this is why we are now seeing that there is extreme fear in the crypto market. However, there are some positive updates and data that are showing us that things are going to settle down. But I'll talk about these later. Let's first talk about why Dogecoin is going to get out of this consolidation and why I think it is going to rebound from here. So we know that Twitter recently allowed its users to tip others using Ethereum. And we are now seeing that Dogecoin co-founder Billy Markus thinks that Twitter should add Dogecoin as well. Markus has stated that he is going to start a campaign on Twitter and urge Twitter to allow its users to tip through Dogecoin. And the good thing is that many users in the comment thread supported Markus, volunteering to follow suit and tweet about tipping in Doge on Twitter. And it appears that Billy Markus really wants this to happen since he has started a Change.org petition. This is because he believes that Dogecoin is the people's crypto. And it is the perfect digital currency for tipping purposes because it has the lowest transaction fee of other major coins and it is inflationary crypto. Moreover, the Doge community loves to spread kindness and love. So if added, Dogecoin would easily be the most used crypto for tipping on Twitter. And he is right, to be honest. We know that Doge has the lowest transaction fee. And we can see here that at current prices, an average Dogecoin transaction can cost less than $0.0005 in fees. So this means that if a user on Twitter tipped other users 10 times every day for an entire year using Dogecoin, they would be paying less than $2 in fees for the entire year. And as proof of this fact, we can see here that a whale recently transferred about $1 million worth of Dogecoin. And interestingly, it cost them less than a penny to make this transfer. So this is clearly showing that Doge is indeed the most suitable crypto for making transactions. And another important and quite interesting thing is that users are making fun of Twitter to add Ethereum to its tipping feature. People are saying that if they tip someone, for example, $5 in ETH, then they will have to pay so many bucks in gas fees only. So this makes it a useless feature and Twitter users are not going to use ETH for tipping others. So this is exactly why I think it is highly likely that Twitter is going to accept Dogecoin for this feature. And once this happens, it will be just another use case for Doge. And I think it will leave a very positive impact on its price over the long term. And now, if we come to Dogecoin's current price, we can see here that it is still moving sideways, and there are currently no signs of any positive momentum. And we can see here that all of the moving averages of Doge are currently in the bearish zone. However, I still think that this bearish sentiment is only going to remain for the short term only since a lot of huge developments are going to come for Doge during this year. For example, it is now highly likely that Elon Musk is going to accept Dogecoin for Starlink and SpaceX. I know I talked about this thing in one of my recent videos, but what I want to talk about today is that these developments are going to act as massive catalysts for Dogecoin. This is because last month when Tesla officially accepted Doge for its merchandise, its price surged by about 25%. And now if both Starlink and SpaceX accept Dogecoin, then we can see an even more massive surge in the price of Dogecoin. And we also know that Elon Musk has announced that the newly opened charging stations for Tesla are also going to accept Dogecoin payments. So the point is that a lot of huge things are on cards for Dogecoin during this year. And this is why I think that Dogecoin is going to move to the upside pretty soon. And with that being said, let's come to Bitcoin for a minute. So we are now seeing a lot of price volatility for Bitcoin. In fact, this volatility has increased during the last few weeks. And if we talk about the current price trend, it appears that this latest pullback has put Bitcoin on the reverse track. And this means that Bitcoin may now test resistance at 38K, potentially sending ripple effects throughout all other markets. Similarly, crypto analyst Rect Capital has also predicted that Bitcoin is now going to hit the 38K price level. And he is saying that Bitcoin has confirmed a weekly close below the 43K resistance for 2 weeks in a row. And this means that Bitcoin is now opting for the pullback option, moving towards the 38K area for what may likely be a retest attempt. And while things appear to be bearish for Bitcoin, there are still some bullish indicators. For example, the short-term and long-term holder cost basis ratio has recently started to trend downward over the last 2 weeks. And this means that it has flipped bullish and it is now indicating a shift in market conditions. And this means that the current bearish sentiment of Bitcoin is going to remain for the short term only. And as per crypto analyst Benjamin Cowan, Bitcoin is going to show some volatility throughout Q1 of this year. However, he believes that things are going to get a lot more bullish during the second, third, and the last quarter of the year. And he thinks that Bitcoin is going to end the first quarter around the 4 to 6K price region. Meanwhile, Jurian Timmer of Fidelity Investments has highlighted that the number of users on the Bitcoin network is growing higher, and it is pretty similar to tech giant Apple's growth to date. And seeing these similarities in the rise of Bitcoin and Apple networks, Timmer has predicted a long-term growth in the Bitcoin market. And he also predicted that these similarities with Apple indicate that Bitcoin's price would rally above 100K in the future. And now I know holders have been worried about the current price of Bitcoin. But the thing everyone is missing is that Bitcoin has actually performed way better than some major stocks during the last 6 months. And we can see here that Bitcoin has been down by only 8% during this time. And on the other hand, stocks like Netflix, Facebook, and PayPal have been down by 20 to 60%. So this clearly means that Bitcoin has been able to sustain its price compared to traditional markets. And this is why I think that Bitcoin is going to show more positive trading from here. And it is going to come out of this consolidation period pretty soon. And now, let's come to Ethereum for a minute. So Ethereum is currently facing a lot of selling pressure, and the recent dip has created a reversal trend from the descending trend line with the neckline at the 2.8K support zone. Moreover, the daily RSI slope is now reflecting a bearish divergence, and this means that ETH can see some additional losses from here. However, some indicators are also pointing to the coming upside from Ethereum despite the recent downtrend. For example, a look at the 20-day moving average shows that Ethereum is currently trading above it. And this means that long-term investors are still willing to purchase ETH at these levels. And another thing is that more Ethereum holders are still in profit despite the recent downtrend. So I think that these bullish signals can help ETH to break out of this downtrend in the coming days. And now, we are seeing some positive news from the US SEC. So SEC Chair Gary Gensler has stated that the SEC will continue to review Bitcoin spot ETF proposals. And he said that these spot ETFs have to comply with the regulatory standards focused on preventing frauds and scams. So this is positive news since it is showing us that the SEC is not ignoring the spot ETFs. And once their concerns are clear, they will approve these ETFs. And another important update is that the FBI has recently launched a new crypto unit. And this is a good thing because this unit is going to protect crypto investors from scammers. And the best thing is that the formation of this unit will encourage non-crypto investors who are concerned about these scams to start investing in cryptos. Meanwhile, we are now seeing more and more confirmation that Russia is not going to ban cryptos. And as per Russia's finance minister Anton Siluanov, banning cryptos like Bitcoin is impossible. And he believes that placing a ban on crypto in Russia is the same as banning the internet, which is impossible. So this is positive news not only because Russia is not going to ban cryptos, but also because it is a loud and clear message to other countries that cryptos can't be banned. And now coming back to Dogecoin, we are now seeing that Dogecoin's price correlation with Bitcoin is pretty high. And since Bitcoin is now expected to come out of this downtrend pretty soon, it is now highly likely that Doge will follow suit. In any case, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Dogecoin is going to move to the upside from here? Let me know in the comments section below.